Yes, that is right. We have another interview only just a few days after rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome none other than Mr. Comedy himself, Sil Fox.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I feel wonderfully well, Jack, and thank you along for asking me.
Yes, and
Very nice.
I hear you're turning 93, and by the time this comes out, you'll be 93. How does it feel to
By the
reach?
time this comes out, it'll be 97.
How does it feel though to be 93?
Well, it's just the same as when I was 92, 91. You know, I think it's only a number.
Yeah.
Aye, that's as far as yeah. But I haven't had a great time, you know. I was, when I was born in the Coombe Hospital, and that came as a big surprise to my mother. She was in the return at the time. Anyway,
we're gonna be filled with a lot of punchline jokes like that here with Sil, so it'll be good fun.
The Liberties was pretty rough at the time, you know, especially Oliver Bond Flats where I was grew up in, you know, and there was that many fights. We had in Oliver Bond Flats that we had our own ambulance. Which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a woman on the top balcony and she had a glass eye. And she was looking down at the kids down playing in the land. They were fighting. So she was shouting down at them to stop fighting and a glass eye fell out. And this fella was walking by and he just happened to look up and he caught it. And he went up all the stairs right up to her lap and he gave her the glass eye. And she said to him, "Would you like a cup of tea?" He said, "Ah, no." He said, "I'm in a hurry." She said, "Would you like to make love to me?" He said, "Are you mad?" He said, "Do you carry on like every man you see like that?" "Ah, no, she. Only the man that catches me eye." But they were the Liberties, which was, and there was a woman and she was sitting on the balcony just looking out and Lizzie was going across the square.
Okay.
And the woman shouts out, "Lizzie!" And she what? She said, "Where you going, Lizzie?" She said, "I'm going to the supermarket." "Oh, great, she would get something for us." "All right, what you want?" "She would get 500 Rotmans for me." And Liz said, 500 Rotmans?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay, and what else do you want? She get me a bottle of whiskey. Okay, and she said, "Oh, Lizzie," she what? She "Don't get caught." So she was a shoplifter, you know. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and as we grew up, you know, I went to Francis Street Christian Brothers School.
Yeah. So how was that?
Yeah.
Were you the class clown?
Oh, well, I used to tell a few guys, but Roller Soper, he went home at 4:30 one day, and his father said, "Where were you?" He said, "I was kept in." He says, "What were you kept in for?" He said, "Because the fella beside me was smoking." Okay. I said, "What did he keep you in for?" He said, "I set fire to him." And there was a fella in the class and he was caught copying. Okay. The master said, "Biden, come up here." And Biden goes up. He says, "Well," he says, "you're copying off the boy beside you." He said, "I'm not." He says, "You are. I'll prove it to you. There's his copy and there's yours. His first answer is yes, and your first answer is yes. His second answer is no, and your second answer is no. His third answer is I don't know, and you have neither do I." He just gave me Scotland school, yeah. Yeah, I did have a list with me with the things that was said during the, you know.
Yeah.
Like
he brought over a load of notes. He made my job easy. Look at these notes.
Yeah. But look, O'Hara, I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "How would you divide 215 potatoes between 430 soldiers?" He says, "Mash them." Flynn, "Yes, sir." "Smell paint." He said, "What colour?"
What colour?
O'Brien, "Yes, sir." "What can you tell me about 18th century poets?" And he said, "They're all dead, sir." Burke, "Yes, sir." "Have you read Shakespeare?" He said, "No, sir." He said, "Have you read Dickens?" He said, "No, sir." He said, what have you read? He said, I've red hair.
Red hair.
And the laugh we had in the school was quite good, you know.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. So, like, what decided? What was the sort of thing that made you that clicked to you that made you go, yeah, I'm going to become a comedian. I can tell jokes.
Yeah, I only found out afterwards I could tell jokes when we were all, we went to the cabaret lounges, a few of the lads and myself, and you could put your name up on a piece of paper and you'd be called to sing, you know, or called to
Yeah.
So all the fellas were saying to me, go on, Sil, go on up and tell a few of the jokes that you tell us. So I went up and I told a few jokes and it went very well and I got a great round of applause and all that. And then I found out I was going to the different pubs and cabaret lounges and I didn't have to put up my name because my name was sort of went around that this guy must be good.
Yeah.
So they called me. So I learned the hard way, that's the way I learned. And then how I became a comedian in the cabaret scene, I used to work in a hat factory.
Okay.
And I was the manager of the hat factory. And then we didn't make the hats now that ladies would wear going to weddings. They were beautiful, big hats. No, we were in the poor man's hat factory, you know that way.
Well, like that Ferrari cap there.
Yeah, caps and pillboxes and Bretons they were called as well, you know, because women at that time always wore hats going to mass, you know that. They all wore hats. And Pope John the 23rd, he said in his encyclical, I think it was called, whatever he called it was, and he said that women didn't have to wear hats going to mass. And that more or less killed their trade. Because I used to cut the hats and make sure they were made right and all that sort of thing. So that was it. So in other words, I thanked the Pope for making me a comedian.
And God blessed you with comedy.
Yeah, and and then I told a few gags I did up at the Red Lion pub it was then.
Yeah.
And I got a great reception there. And then I went to another place and I told a few guys there. And I found people saying to me, I should tell them that more often, you know. So I became the hat trade started to dwindle then.
Yeah.
And so I started, I got a job in the, telling a few guys in the lower deck, which is off the canal up in Portobello. And that was before school. There was a man called Chris Byrne was the MC, and he gave me the chance of telling gags. And I told him about, you know, and it went very well. So he said to me, he said you should keep going.
And you certainly did, because you came here today with a bunch of jokes to say. Yeah. And you went all over the place. You know, if I look at the note that you gave me of all the places you've been to the UK, Birmingham, Belgium, France, US, such as New York, Las Vegas, California, Mexico, South Africa, all of Ireland, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, Dubai, Bahrain, the Canaries, Portugal, Rome, Spain, Morocco, Australia, even. Like, how did you build it up to the point where you could go on like all these tours and do cabaret?
Yeah, well, most of the places I used to play a lot of golf and Colester Travel. And Sean Skeen, he was the man who owned it, and he played golf as well. And so he ran golf trips. Mm-hmm. And in fact, that he heard I was a comedian, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And he asked me to go on this trip and that trip. And they paid on the trip, you know, to most of those places. And they played golf, and they had boogies and everything. But I used to do the entertaining on them. And not only me, Dickie Rock and all went on these, called Red Hurley and Joe Dolan.
So how would that work then? Because I know that you opened for a lot of them. So were they kind of like the headliner, and then you'd kind of open up the gig to warm up the gig, get people going?
Same again, yeah. And so I was always invited to go and play golf, which I loved. Mm-hmm. And then also the fact that I entertained on it, so I didn't have to pay. I paid with my talent, as they say. Yeah, and that's how I did a lot of golf trips. Most of them was on that list that you read out.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was another trip, we went to Australia. I didn't, I wasn't with that trip. I went to visit my daughter and my son. And they're in Australia now for
Oh, very nice.
30 years at the moment now, yeah. So I met them, and we had a great time over there for a couple of weeks. And I went twice over there to Australia. So that's, and I have another son, I have a son and daughter out there, and she said, can't remember the name of it, she hires people for the firm. Like, she hires the people to work there. She goes through all the letter, CV and all of that, and then she...
A recruiter.
Yeah. And then my son, he was in central heating.
Okay.
And air conditioning, and that's how he was out there. But they're still there, by the way.
Yeah.
But my other son is my eldest son. He does videos. He's a video editor. He has his own company called Video Me.
Yeah.
He was saying he got that from the kids when he was doing a wedding a long time ago. He was saying, "Mister, will you video me? Mister, will you video me?" So he called the company Video Me. And, he's doing well. He still does the videos
very
for
good.
weddings and that. But there's not as many weddings now as there was. Because a lot of people are using their own.
Yeah, and it felt like, I remember the wedding industry, it felt like that kind of was booming 10 years ago, because my mother used to be in it a lot.
That's right.
And ever since, I don't know, like 22, 23, it's just kind of slowed the business. You don't hear of it as much. You don't hear of weddings as much.
No. And what I noticed was that in a lot of the videos recently, up to about a year ago now, the weddings were being held, the ceremony was being held in the golf clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or in whatever club that the person was belonging to, that they just, in other words, they don't go to the priest. There's no,
just straight, civil.
I can't think of the name of the person that they give the name to for doing the weddings.
Yeah.
But it is a...
civil servant, I think.
Yeah, and there's loads of them like that. And so you missed the church weddings.
Oh yeah. If you're used to it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because like I've never been to a wedding, so I don't know what I'm missing. I don't know. Am I missing much? I don't know.
Well, you're not at your mother's wedding.
No. I would have been -3. I would have been -3 then.
Well done. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
So no, wasn't that.
Yeah.
But what other people did you open for anyway? Did you open for any other comedians?
No, you wouldn't do that.
No, never.
No comedian is open for another comedian.
How come?
Well, you can't have loads of laughter one after another and after another. There has to be a break somewhere.
Yeah, because I remember when I interviewed Brendan Burke when he was talking about when he used to be a comedian and do his comedy, that he opened up for like Joan Rivers or one of them.
Yeah.
Before Joan came on, and you see a lot of like bands like or musicians nowadays. They kind of open with a song with a singer, and then the next singer comes on. No, so there was never that.
Most of the time, I would open up to get them all going. But the likes of Dickie Rock, like you wouldn't want Dickie going on cold.
Yeah.
You had to have a bit of go in the audience, and I was on that.
So you'd warm them up
I'd
to
warm
kind
them up,
of get them ready for the gig.
Yeah, and Joe Dolan, I'd done a lot for him. And
what was he like?
He was great. He'd tell gags himself. He would. Yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Red Hurley, another great singer. Yeah. I opened up for him a few. So that's it. But then I've also gone on to cabaret where I was just booked myself.
Yeah.
As Sil Fox.
So you'd be the headliner.
I'd be the headliner, yeah. Maybe I'd be on last, and top of the bill, as you say.
Yeah.
So that's where I used to I'd be able to do my own comedy. I used to warm them up for myself.
Exactly. And so how do you end up writing your jokes anyway? Like, because a lot of your jokes, they kind of... When I listen to them, a lot of your jokes would be you kind of listen to the story, you listen to the story, you listen to it, you listen to it, you listen to it, then a one-liner hits.
Yeah, one-liner,
And
yeah.
if you hadn't heard any of the rest, like, tough, because
tough luck,
the whole story is kind of the
story
joke.
is- yeah, that's right,
it
the
builds up
one-liner.
to the joke.
Yeah, yeah.
So how would you kind of get to writing them? Like, how would that sort of come
Well,
about?
I didn't write all my own jokes around it. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. When I started in the business first, there was a comedian called Jimmy Tarbuck, who was on the television on the Donald O'Connor, I think his name was, his show. Des O'Connor was his name, and he had his own show. I could hear the gag, and I'd write it down, so I would change certain things in it. Like, if he was talking about the places that the gag was about, I would write my own places in there.
Yeah, make it more local.
Yeah, make it as if I wrote it myself, as if I did, where I would have change the names of the places and change even the country if I had to,
Yeah.
So when it came to telling the same gag, it would be a completely different way the way he told it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would change it to suit myself.
Okay. So the kind of the punchline would be there, but the build up and the story
It
there'd
would be different, yeah.
and more local.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
if he was to say oh yeah, I saw this guy in Birmingham, you'd be like, I saw this guy in Binglis or something.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you haven't. Yeah, no, you haven't. And that's what helped me along the way. I was able to tell gags that people would know and remember places,
Yeah, and you put your own twist on it so that
that's it.
it's a bit fresh, and they're like, okay, this isn't entirely
No.
what I remember. This is something new. Yeah.
And then I was able to tell them as well, so that helped.
Well, you'd hope the telling part works,
Yeah. There you go. So, and we kept it going. I was 36 years of age when I became a comedian.
36. So the hat business, that was
because I was in ladies' fashions from the time I was 16.
yeah. So
I was in Francis Street Christian Buddhist School, as I said, and at 14 years of age, everybody left. But my mum says to me, you won't be leaving, you'll be going straight into a technical school.
Okay.
So I went into a technical school for 2 years till I was 16. And then I went into Capel Street Technical School, and that's where I was till I was 16. Went in at 14, out at 16.
yeah.
And I learned a bit of tailoring in it.
And then 20 years then making hats until you went into
Yes.
because that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, yeah. Well, I was into ladies' coats and suits.
Okay.
As well, I used to cut them as well. I was a cutter. I'd cut maybe 10 coats. The fashion, I'd put them all, make a pattern out of it, and I'd put the sleeves here, the pattern, sleeves here, the front there, the back there, the collar here, all on this particular length of cloth, and then I'd put another nine lengths of that underneath them. And then I put the top one back on again. There you are, 10 coats. I cut them at the same time with a machine. And then I'd send them up to the machinist, and then they'd put them all together, So I was a cutter.
Yeah. And would you have sold off any of that stuff, or would it be sold to shops? Or
The shops used to send us in their own cloth.
Okay.
And it was called cut and trim, yeah.
Okay.
And we used to do them as well. But then we had, the boss had his own cloth, and he cut his own styles, and we had a traveller who went around all the shops and showed the costumes and the suits and the coats and all like that, and then they'd give it the order.
Very good.
And that would make the order, and the girls would sew them up and we'd put them in the van and bring them over to the shops, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And that was that is. I never knew you did that. I never knew you worked in the clothes of the fashion industry.
They did, yeah.
Never did.
Yeah.
Does that explain why you're so well dressed?
Well,
Because you're very well dressed.
I've always been fashion conscious.
Yeah.
I said, if you're going to wear clothes, well, wear something that matches and wear something different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Especially going on stage. So I always was known as the very good dresser on stage.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. And a lot of people at that time, I mean, like a lot of showman people, they really did dress up very, very, very well.
Yeah.
Like there's no casualness about it, just absolute glam, absolute show off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They were good days.
Yeah.
I always wore good clothes, yeah. It helped to, when you're on stage, if you looked well.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
that helped to make the gags go. Maybe somebody would laugh at me there sometimes. I was halfway there.
Was there any sort of time where you did like a, like a stand-up comedy and it just didn't go well? Like the audience
yeah,
was
that-
dead.
That often happens, yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. When it's happened to me before, it was years ago, I was telling gags, and I wasn't getting any laughs, so I just had to walk off,
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
well, years and years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned over the time that I've been in show business that if it's such a thing that happens again, and you forget what you're going to tell next, the way.
Yeah.
That I always had a monologue in my pocket.
Just in case if it just went dead.
I read out the monologue and then I got back to square one.
Yeah.
But it's something you had to learn that.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't always sunshine and roses.
No, definitely not. Well, especially if you're doing the gig, not a single person's laughing and you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Well, what the hell was it? I've often heard of comedians say, someone would say to them, what are you going to tell tonight? I don't know, I'll just wait like on stage and it'll come to me. I don't believe that. There's no way do I believe that. I think you have to have something in your mind and to start you off.
yeah, because...
I mean, Hal Roach was a great, lovely comedian. And Brendan Grace, of course, was a top comedian as well.
Yeah.
And most of the comedians that I started out with, a lot of them dead now. There's only a few of us left. I think there's only, Brendan Grace was a fabulous comedian. He died very young.
Yeah, he way too young.
Yeah.
Way too. 2019, I forget what age he was, but he wasn't...
I think it was in his 60s.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't in his 70s. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember at the time going, that was quick. Because I remember a few people I knew, they went to one of his last gigs and he was kind of doing all the jokes like, what was this character he did?
Yeah, Butler.
Bottler, yeah, he did a bit of Bottler. He did a bit of the Priest Who Didn't Father Ted, a bit of that.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, he was
yeah. And that was one of his last gigs.
There was Al Ballum as well, and there was David Beggs.
Yeah.
Joe Cuddy,
And if you met any of these people, what were they like? What were they like to kind of hang out with?
They were great. Yeah, it was great to have a chat with them every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you exchange any jokes together?
No, they had their own routines,
Okay.
You could always, as you say, rob a fella's jokes, but you couldn't rob a routine.
Yeah.
I mean?
And you were on TV a lot. Yeah, you got on.
I'd done the Late Late
Yeah,
show.
did the Late Late, I was going to mention, with Gay Byrne, may I add. So what was that like?
Well, it was the first show that was not broadcast from the studio in Donnybrook.
Really?
Yeah, the first one. I think it was something very big on, and they had it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it coincided with the Late Late, and Joe Dolan was on it.
Okay.
And so I was on before Joe Dolan on the Late Late. That's a long time ago. But I also had another job as a warm-up audience in the television studios. I used to warm up,
yeah. I remember remember hearing who is a Dave Young. He said he used to do that. Yeah.
I used to do that. Yeah, it was a television show called Play the Game.
Oh yeah, with Ronan. Yeah, Play the Game. Yeah.
Well, I used to warm up the audiences.
Gee.
I was on to Play the Game 3 times.
Oh, you were actually like a contestant on it?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like being a contestant on that?
That was great, yes. All that, the more stupid you got, the more laughs you got. Trying to name the subject that they're talking about.
Yeah, the charades or everything. Because it was.
Yeah.
I remember looking at a clip of the show and being like, "That is such a match."
Great, yeah, so I was on the Gaiety, I was on the Olympia, I was on the Helix Theatre, I was on the, and I was on the concert hall a few times. I was at the concert hall with Cilla Black.
Oh, very nice.
At the time, yeah.
And what was that like? Because the concert hall, like that's a massive venue.
Yeah. We used to do a show on RTH radio. It was called Funny Friday.
Oh yeah.
I was on that for 10 years nearly, and And I remember...
And that was with Joe Duffy, wasn't it?
Yeah, we decided that we'd bring it to the open air, away from the studio, and we had it in the concert hall.
Oh, brilliant.
And it was fantastic. It was a great night out for us all. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was listening to a couple of those Funny Fridays
Yeah.
with Joe Duffy, and I'm like, it was just a bunch of comedians getting together, saying a bunch of laughs.
Yeah.
And considering, I mean, when you think of Joe Duffy, you don't normally think Sunshine and Rainbows with Lee covers.
Yeah.
But really, that one was a barrel of laughs.
Yeah, they went all comedy. You know, there was Impressionists on. It was brilliant.
Yeah, because I think there was one guy doing music as well.
Yeah, there was Bruce Shields was on. He was playing the guitar and all that. We had loads of people on, you know, and they were great shows. They got a great laugh. That's the main thing.
Yeah. What do you think was like the best show that you ever did? Where it was like, everything went bang on perfect, 100%.
The Cilla Black show went very well for me because I was really a top class in doing the comparing as well as telling gags, you know.
Yeah.
So I was able to do both jobs. Mm-hmm. And she was a great person to know. She was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the people that have been in show business, none of them has ever been bad.
Yeah, terrible.
No, I'm not going on with him, I'm not going on with her. I've nothing to say bad about show business.
That's very good.
Nothing.
That's very good, because, you know, there's people I meet and they're like, oh, yeah, that person. But it's nice for a change.
Yeah, everyone was nice, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And you did a recent gig with Al Porter, and I heard you got a standing ovation.
I did, yeah.
What was that like? I mean, seriously, in your 90s, still telling jokes, still getting an audience.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I was in the audience and he called me down from the audience and says, will I tell a few gags, you know, a few stories. And I did. And I told mostly the one-liners, you know, they were great. It went very well for me. And I got a standing ovation when I finished. I only did about 12, 15 minutes, that's all.
Yeah, still though.
It was just as a special favour to Al Porter, I went on.
Yeah.
You know, and it went very well for me.
Very good.
Yeah. It's great when you go well.
Exactly.
They stopped throwing sonatas at you.
Exactly. So, since that one went well, do you want to do any more gigs, sort of like, I'm not talking like world tour again or anything, but like something just to sort of keep the mind going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great that I'll ask you to maybe I might get together with Al Porter again and do a few, because like he's on before me.
Yeah.
You know, he opens the show. Mm-hmm. So I could always say I had Al Porter was warming up the audience for me. Instead of the other way.
Put it on before. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's... Well, Dickie, I used to do a lot with Dickie Rock, you know.
Yeah.
So there was one guy, I said to him one day, I said, can I tell that? He says, yeah. He wasn't very happy with it, you know.
Is it one of these darker ones? Like?
Well, it was, he bought a new car.
Okay.
And it was so sophisticated, the radio in it, he didn't know how it works properly.
Okay.
So he asked the mechanic how to work, and the mechanic says, oh yes, he says, just tell the radio what you wanted to play and it'll play. And Dickie said, are you sure? I said, yeah. So Dickie's on the M50 and he says to the radio, country and western. And the radio goes, on a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. He was both too tired to sleep. He said, great. And the next one he comes on, he says, sing ballads. And Paddy Riley comes on. Below lie the fields of Rathenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Rathenry. I think he was enjoying this well, and he says to the radio, he says, Sinatra. And Frank comes on, Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Oh, he was enjoying this well. It's just classical.
Yeah.
Oh, sole mio, esa de gra, e sola mia da da di da. And he was enjoying it so much, but he didn't realise that the car in front of him stops real fast.
Oh.
And Dickie's car went bang into the back of it. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, he lowered down the window and he shouts out, "Gobshite!" And the radio goes, "From the candy store on the corner." I couldn't believe it.
Oh, God, so Dickie wasn't happy with
No,
ending,
no.
how it ended.
And he used to say, "Tell whatever you like, Sil, sometimes, you know, he'd be a great man." I went to Dickie Rock's house the other day. And, for tea, and he was that miserable. You know what he had in the sugar bowl?
What?
A fork.
Okay. Okay.
But he was a great pal of mine. We played a lot of snooker together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
rolling sober, he played with us as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And we used to go up to his house. I'm not saying Dickie Rock was mean, but the pockets in his snooker table were tight.
I heard that about him.
Yeah.
I remember my I'm not sure who it was. I'm not sure it was my granddad, Action John, or someone.
Yeah.
But I remember it was someone I knew who
Yeah.
knew him. Said that like you'd go and like go out for drinks with them, and let's say there'd be nothing coming out, no fivers coming out to pay
No.
for that.
And he wasn't really like that at all.
Yeah.
People, I don't know at the start, people made it up about him and it stuck. But he wasn't. He was a great man. And
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that they'd
gags are just gags.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But he was a great man
Yeah.
to play with, you know. He was a good footballer as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was. And he was a great card player. He played great cards, you know. He was a good poker type player. He was great. And we used to go up to his house, and after the snooker, we used to have the cabaret.
Yeah.
And there was Jerry Cromwell. He was another guy was with us, and rolling and singing. I tell a few guys and that. And Judy, his wife, she used to love that.
Yeah.
And she put on the tables. She set the table for us and all. And we used to do that nearly every week when we played snooker. Once a week, we'd have the cabaret and the food. So it was
Yeah.
great to be with her. You know,
Yeah.
they were great times.
Did you sing as well? Because I mean, the
did,
singing
yeah.
you did there, like,
Yeah.
I could tell you were like proper singer.
Well, I did. Yeah, I sang a few songs in my act. Yeah.
What songs would you sing?
Well, I used to open up with, "If you're Irish, come into the parlour. There's a welcome here for you and you and you. And if your name is Timothy or Pat, as long as you come from Dublin, there's a welcome on the mat. If you come from the mountains of Mourne, Killarney's lake so blue. We sing you a song, we make a fuss. Whoever you are, you're one of us. If you're Irish, this is the place for you." All together, girls. La 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 la. And everyone, they'd all join.
Yeah.
La 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 la. Yeah. And sometimes used to finish my act with
A song.
a song which would be "Smile."
Oh, Smile, yeah,
I
yeah.
think Charlie Chaplin wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
"Smile, though your heart is aching."
aching.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd finish with that, you know. So, I used to try everything. You know, you have to try how to get into it and keep it going. But that's how I used to write a script before I went on, but I didn't take it out of my pocket or anything. I used to remember what I wrote down.
Yeah, yeah.
What would that be, a photographic memory, is it?
Yeah, yeah, practically, yeah.
Yeah.
Photographic. But that's where that's a great skill to have, because like when you're...
Because it's very hard to think of 3/4 of an hour when you're up there with no band.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's just you and the microphone.
Yeah, yeah. And
know.
especially if it's like one of those deader. No one's laughing. It's even as a nightmare, you know.
but I got me monologue again.
Yeah, get the monologue out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I used to tell you, I tell guys, like, I write down a word, maybe a word or two, and I'm able to think of the gag.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So like that sheet of paper, there's 2 words there, and straight away you got.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, they were great days. They were on the day. I never regretted going in to be a comedian. I mean, I became a comedian at 36, you know.
Gee.
And I had 3 kids and no job.
Yeah.
You know, and I took a chance.
Yeah.
And it worked out for me.
Yeah, and it worked out wonders. It worked out.
Yeah.
Suppose one of my last questions I'll ask you, because you were saying that you kind of tried everything on these. What was the most ridiculous thing you tried during the comedy acts?
Well, I opened up, I used to do crazy nights.
Yeah.
And I was known as the Sil Fox Fun Box. And it was like the generation game that Bruce Forsyth used to do on television, the generation game. And I used to, and in it was we had games.
Yeah.
And I might use the Laughing Policeman, for instance, which is a great song. And I used to play that on the lad who were doing the sound for me would play the Laughing Policeman. And he'd hire up when it came to the laugh in it. Yeah, you know that part.
Yeah.
Well, I would call up people from the audience and say 4 fellas to get up.
Okay.
Right, and I'd give them cards to pick out who's number 1 first, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And then I say, now this is the Laughing Policeman. Well, I want whoever has the best laugh will get the prize. So that we play the bit of the Laughing Policeman. And then when it came to the laugh, my sound man would stop it there and the guy would have to laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
And whoever done the best laugh out of the 4 of them got the prize, maybe an electric kettle or Delph or something like that. Yeah. You know, something, or a Walkman. And they all got prizes. And the ladies, we had a ladies' game as well, but we had them every week.
Yeah.
And it was known as the Sil Fox Fun Box. And then we also had, I was telling guys during the people. And,
during the show.
And then we had the big box game, where it was a raffle. And it was for the big box, and whoever was picked up, I was asking them, I'd tell them what was in the box, what's in the boxes, you know. But I said, I don't know where they are. And these are you. So if you pick the box and there's a good prize in it, the main prize in it, I said, is €100. You know,
which is not bad.
£100 it was years ago when I was telling you know.
Yeah, I mean that would have been back in those days like 5 times a refund of the gig. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd say, well, right, this is Nelly, and Nelly, where are you from? Sally, that was the name of the show we used to do, Nuts Night Out. That was it. That was one in the Noggin Inn. Mm-hmm. And he used to say it was Nuts Night Out, and it's gas when you come to it, you say, okay, what number would you like? 1 to 9. I'll go for number 7. Okay, right, okay. I'll offer you €7. £7 for that, no. Okay, you don't want £7. You want to open the box? Yeah, okay, then how about £14? No, how about £20? We don't open the box then, £25. Mm-hmm. And they kept saying, no, we go to the box. So I said, okay, well, she's agreed to open the box. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Roll the drums. Bang. You have won a title roll.
Oh, no.
And that was it. That was the booby prize, yeah?
Oh, the booby prize.
Yeah, so that was a whole night.
Yeah.
There was games, and then a bit of dancing at the end of it.
Oh, a bit of dancing. So, what would it be? Like, there would be a band or something?
Place in outside Dublin. It was called the Dewdrop.
Okay.
And we used to do a lot of games and that. You know, same. We've done the Noggin Inn, we've done Mars and Moore Street, we've done what was it? Mars the Log Cabin. There was all the venues that I used to go around to them, and I had one night a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty busy.
I'm sure. No, very busy indeed.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to ask at the beginning was, so your name is Sil Fox. I know that your first name is, in full, is Silvester.
Yeah.
So why did you shorten it to Sil?
Well,
what made it? What happened there?
It was more of a stage name.
Yeah.
People said
Definitely.
you'd be better to call you Sil Fox. It's quick and it's catchy and it's different than anyone else.
As quick as a fox.
Yeah. Yeah, there we are. Look at that.
There he is. Look at him. Look at that fox there.
There's me fox there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fox socks.
And fox on me socks, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fox, the name Fox has been very good to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
God.
So, I think, to be honest with you, I think I've kind of ran out of stuff to speak about.
Yeah, well,
we had a great chat.
Yeah.
So
We kept it going as much as we can. You know.
I did run out, and I'm glad we ran out at like a lot of lovely things that you mentioned there. So with that, thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Jack. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Is there any last things you'd like to say? Any socials you want to plug or whatnot?
No. No, I haven't been on stage now for the last year. So
Yeah. We gotta change that.
we got to change
We
that.
gotta change that. We gotta. You're as sharp as anything.
I try.
Well, look at that! Look at that outfit. He got the matching fox socks, the matching this, the bloody thing, the jokes and everything. So I think before we go, I'd love you if you could tell one more joke to wrap it up. But while you're coming up with thinking of a joke, I'll just let people know that you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and down as Jack Lucas Caffrey on all of them. So you'll see highlights of all the interviews on the social media, and including my brand new songs as well, Harmful Harmony and The Keys of Anonymity. I'll be having a lot more songs coming out soon. And hopefully a few more interviews along the way. I don't have any planned at the moment. So hopefully another one soon. But in any ways, with that,
Yes,
Sil,
I had a quick look. I remember going into the Dawn Air and someone asked me to go in and have a look around and that, you know, and I noticed that a huge big clock they had.
Yeah.
It was a huge clock. It had 3 hands, which was most unusual for me, you know. It had the big hand, and it had the small hand, and it had the back hand.
that's only kicking in now.
I know. Yes, I made I'm only back from a tour of the States.
Yeah.
The industrial estates. Yes. I'm doing a lot of television work.
Yeah.
I put up 6 areas yesterday. And these are all the quips that you shove in every now and then, you know. Yeah. But I have enjoyed myself today. And I wish you, as I say, the best of luck to you.
Yeah.
You're doing a marvellous job, and you have a lovely studio.
Yes, thank you.
It will be when it's finished.
You should have named it Sly Fox. It's just you don't expect the joke and then it comes in.
I wonder would I change it to Sil Fox. Well, I should have. No, I don't think so. I don't think it would have been the same.
You're 93 now. I mean, you know, maybe a bit too late.
It's a bit,
too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
Too many people know you still.
Well, we keep it going as long as we can. And if you're Irish, come into the parlour. There's a welcome here for you. And if your name is Timothy or Pat, as long as you come from Ireland, there's a welcome on the mat. If you come from the mountains of Mourne, Killarney's lake so blue. We sing a song and we make a fuss. Whoever you are, you're one of us. If you're Irish, this is the place for you. Come on, Jack. Now. La 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 la. La 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 la. It's gone. That's it, he's gone.
Well, Sil, we'll end it there. That was a great way to end. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Thank you so much. It was great to have you on. Great barrel laughs here.
I haven't done any of these in years. I don't think I've been there in what do you call it, promo?
On an interview or any of that?
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never.
Well, do you know what? I'm glad I could change that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
glad.
Yeah,
What a
well,
way.
we can wrap it all up now. Thank you very much. Enjoyed it now.
Yes.
Lovely.
And I will see yous very soon.
Yeah, and you do a podcast. That's what you were saying.
Yes, well, I don't call it a podcast. It's a bit of a dirty word.
How do you put on a podcast? How do you get it out?
I just put it out on YouTube. So everyone on YouTube is going to see this, and all your jokes are going to be like immortalized today.
Yeah, yes, that'd be great, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't tell all my good ones.
Oh, so you have to see me live, right?
Right.
That's it. See you later. Bye.
Bye.